What is teaching with intangible cultural heritage in schools?
My friends and I love peacock dancing in summer.
My grandma taught me how to catch fish with a special net.
Dancing and fishing skills are parts of our cultural heritage, like important places and objects. Intangible cultural heritage comes in different forms: oral traditions, social practices, performing arts, traditional knowledge about nature, crafting skills, or traditional games. It is called living heritage because people still practice it. Living heritage is transmitted from the elders to the next generation. It can evolve over time according to social and community context. It is mostly shared and practiced in families and communities.
Sometimes in schools too.
Besides being promoted in extracurricular activities, teachers also use local heritage to enhance their lessons in any subject. Students can explore the values and meaning of culture within the curriculum. There are many ways to bring living heritage in schools. Find a local practice that will best suit your school, students, and community.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our side event on bringing living heritage to the classroom in Asia and the Pacific. My name is Min-jung Kim, and I'm a program specialist of ICHCAP, which is the International Information and Networking Center for Safeguarding ICH in the Asia and the Pacific region under the auspices of UNESCO. Today's event is co-organized by UNESCO Bangkok Office and APSEU, that is Asia Pacific Center of Education for International Understanding, under the auspices of UNESCO with the support of Cultural Heritage Administration of Republic of Korea. The education sector has been viewed as a key factor in enabling an environment for transmission. The UNESCO 2003 Convention for the Safeguarding of Intangible Cultural Heritage refers to the transmission through formal and non-formal education as part of ICH measures, and the convention calls on its member states to ensure recognition of, respect for, and enhancement of the ICH in their society through education programs. Working within the framework of the 2003 Convention for the Safeguarding of the ICH, ICHCAP has been implementing ICH and education programs in cooperation with UNESCO Bangkok Office and many other international educational institutions, both in the field of ICH and education sector. Particularly, since 2019, ICHCAP has been working for the regional project on teaching and learning with ICH in schools in the Asia and the Pacific region in cooperation with the UNESCO Bangkok Office and APSEU. Today's event is organized to present achievements and lessons from our project and to promote the importance of teaching and learning with living heritage in schools. Today, we invite diverse stakeholders who have actually participated in or supported the project to hear the diverse voices from their own perspectives. Now, before we start, I would like to introduce Mr. Ji-sung Kim, the Director General of ICHCAP. He will deliver his opening remarks.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our event. I'm Ji-sung Kim, Director General of ICHCAP. I'd like to begin by expressing my gratitude to our co-organizers, UNESCO Bangkok Office and APSEU. It has already been more than 2 years since the global COVID-19 pandemic began. While society suffered on all fronts, amidst the chaos and disruption. Education is a field where the effects have been particularly damaging. Our children were placed in the unfamiliar environment of distance learning, which not only affected the quality of learning, but also reduced opportunities for face-to-face interactions with their peers, making it challenging to form social relationships. Indeed, the gap in education over the past 2 years has made us realize the importance and necessity of education all the more. The importance of education is not only felt in schools, but also in the field of intangible cultural heritage, where transmission from person to person, from one generation to the next, is the biggest mission. The 2003 Convention for the Safeguarding of the Intangible Cultural Heritage stresses the importance of education in the transmission of intangible cultural heritage. The HCAP has been cooperating with the UNESCO Bangkok and APFSD since 2019 to implement teaching with ICH in schools project. We have developed resource kits for teachers to use in formal education to ensure the transmission of intangible cultural heritage to future generations. In 2021, we cooperated with teachers to establish creative lesson plans using intangible cultural heritage and apply them to pilot classes. Despite the challenging situation caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, with multiple disruptions to in-person learning, the teachers participated with enthusiasm, conducting lessons using intangible cultural heritage in a wide range of subjects. Observing these pilot classes, each gap was heartened by the potential with the intangible cultural heritage to enrich the school curriculum. Through this project, teachers discovered a new pedagogical method. Students were engaged with a refreshing perspective, and the parents were given the opportunity to pass down their knowledge to their children. We have organized today's event as a platform for sharing the outcomes of our projects with a wider audience and exchanging new ideas. We hope the panel discussion helps professionals in both intangible cultural heritage and education to discover new barriers and ideas to be applied to formal education in practice. We thank all the participants for making time in their busy schedules to share their experience, as well as everyone present today at this event. We hope this will be an enjoyable and meaningful time for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Director General, for your kind remarks. Next, we have Ms. Jung-Bi Khan, Chief of Culture Unit and Program Specialist in UNESCO Bangkok Office. She'll give the keynote presentation on the achievement and lessons learned from the regional initiative on integrating intangible cultural heritage in formal education in Asia Pacific.
Thank you very much, Min Jang, and thank you also to Mr. Kim for a very warm welcome and for a brief introduction already about our initiative together. So in this project, in this presentation, I will just go through very quickly what has been achieved, and then we would leave you time to hear the first-hand experiences from those who have been involved in our project. So just quickly, why an initiative on teaching with living heritage? So as you see, UNESCO, we have the mandate for education, which aims to improve the quality of education, improve its inclusivity and relevance to learners, And for culture, we also have an important mandate to support the countries to safeguard their heritage, including the intangible cultural heritage. So an initiative that brings both culture and education together is really a great way to achieve both of the organization's mandate, and at the same time also contribute to achieving a series of sustainable development goals, notably Goal 4 and include and Target 4.7 related to the promotion of a culture of peace, global citizenship, and appreciation for cultural diversities. So this initiative is not only taking place in Asia Pacific, we are also having the similar initiative and projects taking place in other regions of our world. And as Mr. Kim also mentioned earlier, one of the objectives of this initiative is to strengthen the contribution of the implementation of the 2003 Convention, notably through supporting the safeguarding of living heritage through formal and non-formal education. So the overall objective of this initiative, I use the word initiative because I also touch upon a previous phase, a previous project that we have implemented that also contributed to the overall goal of this whole partnership between us and ICCAP and APFSD, is to engage countries in Asia and the Pacific in action to safeguard their ICH through formal and non-formal education and to improving education quality and relevance. And how we are doing this? We are doing this through raising awareness about the importance of teaching and learning with living heritage, through the development of guidance and outreach materials, through the development of capacities of stakeholders in the region whose work concerned these areas of work, and to disseminate a wide selection of good ICH-linked educational practices through the existing knowledge sharing platform. Principles, the key principles for this initiative is we really would like to look at bringing different institutions together and bringing different stakeholders together, because we often tend to work in silo. Cultural stakeholders work with other cultural stakeholders, education stakeholders work with education stakeholders, and they are not like, it's really hard to reach beyond our boundaries. So we are really aiming to implement and use these principles to address all aspects of our work. So the phase one, just very briefly, that it had taken place a few years ago, but then the purpose of that is to really to take stock and to see what the needs are in this using this approach to bring living heritage to school, because this is like we have seen that there are people who have been using these practices. We have seen that educators value their heritage and they also see its benefits for learning. And so that really came out of the survey that we had done together with ICCAP in 2019 and 2020, and responded by almost 800 respondents from 21 countries. So they really show that the work has been already being done at the individual level. So the question is how we can systematize this approach so that it can really go beyond this individual initiative by teachers, and then so we can bring more and deeper impacts. And together with the survey, we also carry out a number of regional consultations, and both the surveys and the regional consultation show to the 5 areas of work that we are recommended to further: awareness raising, networking, policy analysis, guidelines and supporting materials, and capacity building. So this project that we are presenting today focus on the 3 recommendations that out of 5: the awareness raising, networking, and awareness raising, guideline and supporting materials, and capacity building. We were hoping for the networking initiative as well, and we will start doing so. But unfortunately, because of the COVID situation, we haven't really been able to carry any of the actual face-to-face networking as we had hoped for. And there's one areas that teachers also highlighted a lot, that they are also having other existing education priorities. And so whether using this approach will become a burden for them. But then, so in all our work, we have been trying to show that connecting living heritage in the classroom would support them to implement their existing education priorities, and is by no means a burden for what they are already working on, such as the GCE Global Citizenship Education Program, the ESD Education for Sustainable Development Program, as well as mother tongue-based multilingual education or social emotional learning. So between from 2022 until now, we have focused our work on materials development, and we are not just doing it out of the without evidence. We implemented pilots in 6 countries that you see on the map, and the experiences and the results achieved from these participant countries have helped us to develop the materials. And at the same time, our headquarters also has been implementing a pilot in Europe. So their experiences also help us to finalize our methodology and our resources. So over almost 2,000 students have participated in our activities. Almost 26 teachers have participated in our pilots and developed 101 lesson plans and activities. And based on which we have used to develop our resource materials. Very soon in April, you will be seeing this resource kit that we will be launch together with ICCAP and APFSD. And the resource kit is for teachers, school managers, policymakers, so basically for anyone and not only teachers, because we see that this is really an effort that needs to go beyond teachers, and everyone could have a role in playing. The resource kit would include awareness raising materials, different key concepts and principles, step-by-step guides for teachers, as well as guidance notes for any other stakeholders involved, school managers, policy makers, parents, and community members. The resource kit also includes hundreds of examples and case studies that have been actually happened on the ground, so that you can be inspired and you can also learn from. And then it also includes an online course that I will touch upon very soon. So the course, the resource kit will be launched next month, and then we also will be having national language versions coming out, because we understand that not all teachers and not all stakeholders have the capacity to review this in English. So we will try to have this accessible to as many audiences as possible. So in addition to on the text, on the lessons, and on the materials that we'll be seeing, you can also download a few other things separately, although it is also a part of the resource kit. You see the animation series now available in 8 languages. You can find them on YouTube. And the episode that being showed in the beginning, that is the first episode of this series, so that whoever you are, you could have a look at that to have a better understanding about this approach and how you can have a role in it. And then this is a very new thing that we are very excited about. You could sign up. You could go to the APFSD GCED online platform to register for the course, which will be open on the 22nd of April. So this is a self-paced online course, primarily targeting teachers. But of course, you can also take it if you are interested in this approach. You don't necessarily need to be a teacher. I will just show very quickly a promotional materials for this course, and I would like to invite you to go into the APFSD Global Online platform to register.
Teachers, do you ever wonder how you can make lessons more engaging, relevant, and fun for your students? Or how to help them build self-esteem and become global citizens? One way to achieve this is through using living heritage, all the local traditions and knowledge that exist around us. To learn more, join the UNESCO online self-paced course, Bringing Living Heritage to the Classroom. Through its 5 modules, led by Asia-Pacific region's cultural experts and educators, you will familiarize yourself with all the necessary steps and resources needed to build lessons or activities connected to living heritage. Throughout the course, you will develop your own ready-to-use lesson plans, and most importantly, you'll gain knowledge and skills to enrich your teaching. By using this innovative approach, your students and you will also help safeguard our living heritage for future generations. Take this course yourself, invite your fellow teachers to do the same, and join our community.
So we invite you to to come and take the course. And I would like to also let you know that because a lot of time when you take online course by yourself, you really miss out on the discussion and on the sharing experiences with other teachers and other fellows who are also interested in the same topic. So we will be launching the first cohort of the MOOC participants, tentatively the date to be from the 22nd of April until the 3rd of June. You still can register through the APFSD GCED online platform, but then we will contact you. So what is different between of this course is of this first cohort is why you are following the MOOC materials on your own, at your own pace, at your free time, but we will provide weekly tutorial sessions where you can meet with other fellows, where you can meet with experts so that you can ask any questions that you have. And then when you develop your activities or lessons plans, you will be receiving comments for it so that you could actually feel confident that the activities that you have developed would be usable in your actual context. So we will be updating the information on the website and social media of UNESCO Bangkok, HCAP, and on the APFSD GC online campus. So please watch this space when we have more information coming up. So that is just a very quick recap of what we have done so far and what will be coming up. And now I would like to invite you to listen to the real stories of what had happened on the ground during our pilot. Thank you. Over back to you, Minjang.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Han, for your wonderful presentation. Now we would like to move on our panel discussion. Ms. Hangin Lee, consultant of UNESCO Bangkok office, will moderate the panel discussion. I will give this floor to her. Ms. Lee.
Thank you, Minjang. Hello, everyone. This is Hangin Lee from UNESCO Bangkok. It's my pleasure to moderate the panel discussion this afternoon. For the past few years, I've been coordinating for the regional project, Integrating Living Heritage in Schools in Asia Pacific, and we have conducted various interesting pilot activities in 6 countries from the region. And today we are very honored to have the representatives from the various stakeholders groups to share with us their successful experience and the lessons learned from this pilot project. And as we all know that teachers play the key role in school teaching and learning. So how about we start from hearing the voices from teachers? So today we have 2 teachers with us. One is from Kyrgyzstan, one is from the Republic of Korea. And let me first welcome the teacher from Kyrgyzstan, Miss Elmira Sakulova, who will be represented by Miss Kamila Kenjetava. Ms. Camila is the UNESCO trained facilitator for the 2003 convention, who is also the national facilitator to organize the pilot in Kyrgyzstan. So first, please let me invite Camila to say hi to all of you. Hi, Camila.
Hi, Hainin. It's
you?
nice
Yes.
to see so many faces that we know. Should I start?
Yeah, so actually we would like to be very interesting to hear from the voice from the teacher that you have conducted the interview before. So maybe you can describe us what kind of activity that the school has implemented, and what does the teacher enjoy the most in this process? And if they have met any challenges, maybe you can share with us something, some views first. Thank you.
Okay, great, thank you. So as Haning mentioned, I will present the answers of the teacher from Kyrgyzstan. Unfortunately, she were not able to participate, but I will try to deliver her speech as proper as I can. So Ms. Elmira Sarkolova, she is a Kyrgyz language teacher from the UNESCO Associated School in Kyrgyzstan. She teaches in secondary school, and she has a really interesting experience since she has conducted not only lessons about or with ICH, but other types of activities as conferences, individual projects with students, and she has also created an ICH museum at the school. So here's some her answers from the interview. I have conducted a set of lessons within the project, including the lessons co-organized with the colleagues from the language department and the other teachers in the school. There were different formats for these activities organized, for instance, a regular lesson using ICH conferences, individual student projects, etc. All of them were exciting for us, for me and for my students. To highlight one activity that we enjoyed the most, it's the individual projects. We called this assignment My ICH. For this individual assignment, students selected one ICH element they like, researched information, and then presented their findings. They created small books that tells the story of this element they researched. There were various drawings, photo collages, and even photos of their families. We managed to engage the parents. They helped their children to prepare these handmade books and shared information about their ICH. Thus, I think we have achieved our goals. At the end of the project, students had a deeper understanding of what the living heritage is, and the parents were able to recognize the value of the heritage safeguarding. The next question was about the most enjoying part of teaching about or with ICH. And she says that I realized that ICH has always existed in our lessons. During this project, we had a chance to integrate it using the methods offered by UNESCO. And it was a fascinating experience. We, the teachers engaged in the project implementation, were proud that we are the part of such a regional initiative led by UNESCO. This motivated us to continue despite the challenges. We enjoyed the brainstorming sessions and collaboration. I noticed that students started preparing for the lessons more properly, or at least they were excited if I would say that, for example, we are going to have a lesson about ICH. The spirit of cooperation, joint work, and students' interest in the lessons were the most enjoying part from my experience. The next question concerns about her experience and the benefits of using the living heritage in school. And she says, I like the methods of teaching proposed by UNESCO. Teaching with ICH was the interesting solution to integrate the living heritage. I used ICH to explain some topics of regular lessons. For instance, for the Kyrgyz language lesson to enrich the students' vocabulary, the students selected one ICH element and described it like in a promotional brochure. ICH can be a part of a lesson or an entry point or a warm-up exercise. You can dedicate the whole lesson to the ICH or use it in some parts of your regular lesson. Lessons became interactive, attracted students' attention. We enjoyed the games and quizzes, shared our findings in the classroom. I discussed with students a lot about their ICH and about their stories, and had the chance to get to know them better. The next question is about the challenges of using ICH in the class. And she said there are a lot of things to be done to organize such lessons with ICH or about ICH, starting from the desk research until the communication with the bearers and practitioners. It's very useful to have communication skills, to have good communication skills, since not all bearers are talkative persons. Timing is also important. It was a bit complicated to match the schedule of the bearers with the school schedule. We negotiated a lot to define the date and time for the lesson. Despite that, I have established a good relationship with several bearers, and they helped me to contact other communities representatives that might be interested in working with students. And her advice that she would give to another teacher interested in using living heritage. I would say that it will be a very interesting journey. The teacher will be able to dive into the living heritage and explore it together with students. Moreover, teaching about or with ICH can inspire to create. As a result, your lessons can become more interesting and the content enriched. One of the main achievements is also the contribution that you as a teacher can do for the safeguarding of the living heritage and its transmission to the younger generation. I'm sure that students will remember my lessons for many years. We had a wonderful experience, not only learning about ICH, but also practicing it with the community representatives. The ICH opened in school the ICH museum opened in school had a positive impact on students. Scientists proved that people remember things better if they touch these objects. The museum gave the students a chance to interact with many ICH-related objects, such as musical instruments, traditional carpets, game boards, and others. It's no doubt that they will remember these lessons. To summarize, it's a great success for me as a teacher and as a bearer and it's all possible within the school environment. So to conclude, I would like to add from myself that this teacher managed to engage and inspire her colleagues from her department to create the ICH Museum, which is a really interesting idea and attracted not only students but teachers to engage in this initiative and to continue the promotion of the living heritage within the school, attracting more stakeholders to the school activities. And the most important thing that after the completion of the pilot project led by UNESCO, they continued their efforts in integrating the living heritage. So the main achievement, I can say that they are still trying to integrate the living heritage in their school curriculum, attracting the teachers from other departments, not only language or literature teachers, but geography and math and others. And recently I have received news from her that they are engaging the traditional games and sports federations to their lessons, and sometimes they contact me to ask for help to contact some bearers or community representatives, and I try to help them, but I think it's a great impact from the original project held by UNESCO Bangkok, EachCap, and EPCU, that we have the capacity, we have teachers, and we have students, and they are still continuing their efforts in integrating the living heritage. And I think it's a great success. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Camila, for your interesting sharing. We're very happy to hear the voices from the Central Asia, and good to learn that the school is continuing this approach for future engagement. And Next, let's move to the East Asia. So we have another teacher from the Republic of Korea who is also have various interesting experience in teaching SH in school. So let's welcome Mr. Hong Jang-kim from Yangtong Elementary School in the South Korea.
안녕하세요. 저는 한국의 경기도 용인에서 여러분이 보셨던 무형문화유산 관련 수업을 한 교사 김호정입니다. 오늘 이 영상은 한국 유네스코 아태문화센터와 협력하며 시행했던 무형문화유산을 활용한 수업을 간단히 소개하고자 만들었습니다. 먼저 수업자인 저를 좀 소개하겠습니다. 저는 한국의 교육대학교에서 초중사회과 교육을 전공하였으며 석사학위를 마쳤습니다. 교직 경력은 17년이고 사회의 다양한 주제와 교육과정 구성에 관심을 갖고 있습니다. 다만 요즘은 코로나로 인해 제한된 환경에서 어떤 수업을 만들어 갈지 고민 중입니다. 아마 이 영상을 보시는 많은 교사들은 다 비슷한 고민을 하고 있을 거라고 생각합니다. 제가 수업했던 곳은 용인의 신갈초등학교인데 수업을 설명하기 전 이곳의 지리적 환경에 대해 약간의 언급이 필요할 것 같습니다. 학교가 위치하는 곳은 구도심이고 신도심과의 환경 차이를 갖고 있으며 다양한 경제적 층위의 가정이 위치한 곳입니다. 학생들 역시 환경에 따라서 사용하는 언어, 활용할 수 있는 디지털 기기, 생활 환경에서 차이를 보이고 있으며 이는 학생들의 배경지식에 많은 영향을 주고 있습니다. 수업 후에 조금 아쉬웠던 점은 수업 시간을 짧게 잡아서 학생들이 보다 여유롭게 생각할 수 있는 시간을 주지 못한 게 아닌가 하는 것입니다. 이 점 지금도 좀 아쉽습니다. 학생들에게 다양한 정보를 주고 관련된 정보를 더 찾을 수 있도록 하는 학습도 재미있을 것 같고 인권 발전을 위해 노력하는 사람들에 대한 자신의 의견을 글, 그림, 음악 등 다양한 방법으로 표현하도록 해도 좋았을 거라 생각합니다. 참고로 학생들은 이 수업을 대단히 흥미로워했고 카메라로 수업을 촬영하는 동안 긴장해서 보다 활발히 발표하지 못했다는 이야기들을 많이 했습니다. 수업 촬영이 끝난 후에도 교사에게 자신의 의견을 다양한 글로 써서 보여주는 학생들도 있었습니다. 또한 남사학놀이와 같은 과거의 문화에 관심을 보이면서 관련 역사에 대한 정보를 찾아보는 학생도 있었습니다. 무엇보다 인권 신장을 위한 노력은 누구나 할 수 있고 참여하는 만큼의 발전할 수 있다는 생각을 미약하게나마 이해한 것 같아 수업의 보람을 느꼈습니다. 앞서 말했듯이 우리나라는 현장에서 국가가 발행하는 국정교과서가 현재도 어느 정도의 권위를 갖고 있습니다. 제가 수업한 과목은 사회이며 이 과목의 교과서는 여전히 국가에서 발행합니다. 때문에 저 역시 국정교과서로 수업을 했습니다. 물론 국정교과서는 많은 전문가들이 노력해서 만들기 때문에 신뢰도가 매우 높은 교재이긴 하지만 한국의 모든 학생들이 같은 내용을 같은 방법으로 배울 필요는 없다고 생각하며 내용의 폭과 깊이, 이 방법은 학습자의 수준에 따라 언제든 적절히 변화해야 하며 이것이 교사가 할 역할이라고 생각합니다. 사실 저는 평소 늘 이런 생각을 해왔기 때문에 이번 수업 역시 단순히 교과서의 흐름을 따르지는 않았습니다. 저는 교과서보다는 교육과정에 담겨있는 핵심 성취 기준에 보다 집중했습니다. 제가 실행한 수업의 성취 기준은 인권의 중요성 인식과 발전 과정을 통해 인권 보호를 위한 태도를 내면화하는 것입니다. 정확한 표현을 빌리자면 인권의 중요성을 인식하고 인권 신장을 위해 노력했던 옛사람들의 활동을 탐구한다라는 것과 생활 속에서 인권 보장이 필요한 사례를 탐구하여 인권의 중요성을 인식하고 인권 보호를 실천하는 태도를 기른다입니다. 저는 이 부분을 교과서를 통해 수업하려는데 교과서에는 고전 문학의 한 부분과 과거의 사례, 그리고 인권 분야 위인들의 업적을 중심으로 설명을 했습니다. 이것은 나름대로 효율적인 방법이긴 하지만 학생들에게 인권의 발전이 몇 명의 중요한 사람들에게 발전된 것이라는 인상을 줄 수 있을지도 모른다는 그런 걱정을 하게 됐습니다. 또한 옛사람들이 신분사회를 살아가며 느꼈던 불합리함이 어느 순간 그 사회의 임계점을 넘어서 사회 전반의 여론이 되어 나타나는 과정, 그 자체가 인권의 개념 발달이라는 것을 학생들이 생각할 수 있도록 수업을 하고 싶었습니다. 그러나 앞서 말했듯이 너무 어려울 경우 수업 자체를 받아들이지 못하고 그런 학생들이 이제 있을 수 있기 때문에 추상적인 개념 학습은 학생들의 주의 집중을 또 길게 가져가기 힘들기 때문에 사실을 나누고 프로젝트를 구성하는 방법으로 접근했습니다. 다만 학생들의 흥미를 유지시킬 만한 수업 소재를 생각하는 일이 가장 힘들었는데 다행히 유네스코와의 협업을 하며 소개받은 많은 무형문화유산 자료를 접하고 수업 소재에 대한 생각을 확장할 수 있었습니다. 학생들의 흥미를 유지하면서 1년의 교육 경험을 학생들에게 제공했다는 점이 가장 좋았습니다. 흥미 중심의 실체활동, 표현활동을 실시하고 이를 바탕으로 무형유산에 담겨있는 생각들을 알아보고 그리고 이를 학생들이 살아가는 현대 학생 생활에 적용해보는 과정 모두 교사와 학생에게 흥미로웠습니다. 또한 무형유산 속에 담긴 의미를 알아보기 위해 학생들이 친숙한 소재에서 의미를 찾는 작업을 해보고 이를 무형유산 속에 적용해보는 탐구 방법 역시 흥미로웠습니다. 현대가요 속에서 사회 비판의 요소를 찾고 과거의 가수들인 남사당패의 공연 대본에서 당시 사회 비판적 요소를 찾아봤던 작업은 학생들에게 사회와 문화에 대한 다른 시각을 제공했다는 점에서 좋은 시도였다고 생각합니다. 학교에서 무형유산을 활용하면서 교육을 하면 좋은 장점은 아무래도 가장 큰 장점은 수업 소재와 기회의 확장이라고 생각합니다. 저는 무형유산 자체가 해당 지역 거주민들의 경험과 생활 양식 등 문화 그 자체를 압축하고 축적해 놓은 거라고 생각합니다. 때문에 인류와 환경에 대한 적응, 공동체 형성과 지속을 위한 노력, 그리고 지역의 문제 해결 방식 등 다양한 면을 보여주는 좋은 사례이고 이는 곧 교육과도 밀접한 관련이 있는 주제라고 생각합니다. 또한 무형유산을 활용해서 학습자를 중심으로 지역, 국가, 세계 등 공간을 확장해 나가는 수업 혹은 현재의 문화유산을 바탕으로 과거의 문화를 알아보고 탐색해보는 수업 그리고 미래의 문화 변화를 예측하는 등 시간을 확장하는 수업 등도 생각해 볼 수 있을 거라고 생각합니다. 무형유산을 이용한 수업의 가장 큰 단점은 교사가 갖고 있는 정보가 매우 적다는 것입니다. 정보가 적기 때문에 수업 적용을 위한 방법을 찾기가 어렵습니다. 교육의 효율성을 생각한다면 교육과정이 향하는 목표를 달성하기 위해서 각 학년, 학급의 특정한 흐름 혹은 수업 안에서 무형유산과 같은 특정 주제를 적용할 수 있습니다. 물론 학생들에게 일회성 수업 소재로 무형유산을 소개하는 것도 의미가 있지만 지금까지의 경험을 볼 때 그런 방법은 학생들에게 큰 의미를 주지 못하는 경우가 많았습니다. 때문에 무형유산에 대한 양질의 정보가 제공되는 채널이 꼭 필요하다고 생각합니다. 그리고 저의 경우 이런 정보의 문제는 센터 측에서 연결해준 각 분야의 전문가들로부터 제공받았습니다. 만약 이런 정보의 제공이 없었다면 수업이 매우 빈곤한 수업이 되었을 거라고 생각합니다. 가능한 보다 많은 시도를 해보려고 생각하고 있습니다. 앞서 얘기한 대로 무형문화유산은 저의 수업을 풍부하게 만들고 학생들에게 더 흥미롭고 재미있는 수업 주제와 소재들을 제공할 수 있기 때문입니다.
Thank you so much for your sharing. So as my colleague Dr. Han has just shared in her presentation, our pilot project has been implemented in 6 countries in Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Thailand, Nepal, Cambodia, and South Korea. And really, we have to express our gratitude to the UNESCO field offices in Almaty, in Phnom Penh, and in Kathmandu for their strong support for bringing all the stakeholders to involve in this project. So now let's move to the South Asia, to Nepal. As we just heard from the Kyrgyz teacher that they actually invited the local community members to join the school teaching to share this experience. And the same case is happening in Nepal. So today we're happy to have Mr. Rupendra Mahanjan, heritage practitioner from Nepal. He has been awarded as a researcher of traditional music by Nepal Academy of Music and Drama by the Nepal government, and he has been working actively with the pilot team in Nepal. So let me give the floor to Mr. Mahajan to share your experience. Thank you. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Greetings from Nepal, and thank you so much, Haging and all team. I'm grateful to share my experience. Thank you so much for giving platform to share my thoughts. I'm recently assisted with Jan Seva Secondary School from Kirtipur Municipality as a local resource person. I'm community member to bring living heritage in their lessons and activities. And actually, my role is to develop course and facilitate course accordingly, incorporating intangible heritage elements into related to subject teaching. So in the ICT project, I assisted with our teacher, Miss Bobby Saki. She's a teacher of Danseva Secondary School, and her students of especially grade 8, section A, B, and C. My responsibility was actually to teach traditional paintings and arts and crafts to the students. Additionally, my job was to debrief the experiential learning of students and motivate them for conserving intangible heritage. Okay. I'm not sure, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Since I am using my mobile data, so I'm not sure. Okay, thank you.
Sound clear.
And I truly enjoyed working with Jansiwa school teachers and seasonal team, especially playing with colors with the students. As I taught them, especially these traditional paintings. The active participation of a student encouraged me to facilitate and engage with them in detail. It was my great experience overall. I'm glad to see that there was now many young hands to explore traditional art and craft in my community. I anticipated hope and aspiration for conserving the intangible heritage in my community. So, and regarding my experience and the benefits of using living heritage in schools, it helps to preserve and promote our culture, our local cultures and traditions. It connected to their own identities. It enhances the traditional knowledge and skill. It is best tools to celebrate our own culture to bring harmony and cohesive to the classroom. It improves relationship with their schoolmates and community people. It teaches traditional approach to cope with grief and disparity. Especially, I teaches traditional paintings of a festival. It's named as Cow Festival. It is it's a symbol of for resilience and to overcome with grief and disparities. So I was focused on that culture also during that project. It discovers locally rooted indigenous knowledge and skills, and I think students learn how to interact with adults also, especially integrating community peoples. I found this kind of benefits from the this project, and I'm very excited and grateful for this including me in this campaign, this project. And in my own experience, in past also I had been involving in this One School, One Heritage campaign is in various series of this kind of campaigns. Okay, thank you so much. I have very short presentation. I made very short presentation, I think.
Thank you so much, Ms.
Okay.
Mahajan, for sharing your interesting experience. Thank you. We're really very happy to hear the words from the community member. Yeah. However, the teachers definitely need more support from the school managers, because just as the Kyrgyz teacher said, they need more time allocation and then maybe sometimes some school space to support them to conduct in-school activities. So how about we hear from a school director? We have today with us Mr. Manit Tatai, director of the Tongdao Pandong Pitayalai School in Chiang Mai from Thailand, to share with us his stories. So welcome, Mr. Tatai.
สวัสดีครับผมนายมณิษฐาให้ผู้อำนวยการโรงเรียนต้นแก้วพดุงพิทยาลัยองค์การบริหารส่วนจังหวัดเชียงใหม่ครับวันนี้นะครับจะได้มาเล่าประสบการณ์ในเรื่องของการจัดการศึกษาของโรงเรียนต้นแก้วพดุงพิทยาลัยในประเด็นเรื่องของการส่งเสริมให้เชื่อมโยงการศึกษากับวัฒนธรรมอย่างไรและตั้งแต่เมื่อไหร่นะครับก็ในโรงเรียนเราเองนะครับได้ดำเนินการเชื่อมโยงการศึกษากับวัฒนธรรมเนี่ยนะครับจริงๆเราทำมา นานแล้วนะครับเพียงแต่ว่าในช่วงระยะเวลาที่ผ่านมาเนี่ยนะครับอาจจะเป็นหลักสูตรที่มีความค่อนข้างจะจำกัดในเรื่องของเนื้อหานะครับตามที่หลักสูตรการศึกษาขั้นพื้นฐานกำหนดไว้นะครับแต่พอเรียนเข้ามาในสังกัดมาอยู่ในเขตพื้นที่นวัตกรรมนะครับโรงเรียนก็ได้มีการดำเนินการจัดทำหลักสูตรสถานศึกษาซึ่งสามารถที่จะปรับเปลี่ยนนะครับในเรื่องของเนื้อหาที่สอดคล้องนะครับขอบเขตการเรียนรู้เนี่ยนะครับให้สอดคล้องกับบริบทของพื้นที่นะครับซึ่งตามนโยบายขององค์การมหาส่วนจังหวัดเชียงใหม่เองหรือจังหวัดเชียงใหม่เนี่ยนะครับได้มีปณิธานการจัดการศึกษาในเรื่องรักวัฒนธรรมทันการเปลี่ยนแปลงแสวงสัมมาอาชีพก็ถือว่าทุกโรงเรียนต้องนำปณิธานการจัดการศึกษาของจังหวัดเชียงใหม่นะครับไปสู่การใช้ในหลักสูตรนะครับก็เป็นการกำหนดไว้ในหลักสูตรที่มีความชัดเจนเนี่ยนะครับเรากำหนดไว้ในหลักสูตรในปีโดยเฉพาะในหลักสูตรฐานสมรรถนะที่ทางโรงเรียนได้ดำเนินการขอความเห็นชอบจากคณะกรรมการขับเคลื่อนพื้นที่นวัตกรรมไปเมื่อปีการศึกษา 2564 นะครับเพราะฉะนั้นเนี่ยนะครับในหลักสูตรเองเนี่ยนะครับพอกำหนดไว้ในหลักสูตรนั่นหมายความว่ามวลประสบการณ์สิ่งเหล่านี้นะครับจะต้องถูกให้นักเรียนนะครับในทุกระดับชั้นของเรานะครับได้มีโอกาสในการเรียนรู้นะครับโดยเฉพาะในเรื่องของศิลปะวัฒนธรรมนะครับศิลปะวัฒนธรรมรวมถึงมรดกภูมิปัญญาต่างๆที่มีอยู่ในท้องถิ่นนะครับตรงนี้ก็เราพอกำหนดในหลักสูตรแล้วเนี่ยนะครับมันก็จะเกิดความยั่งยืนแล้วก็ทุกระดับชั้นก็สามารถที่จะได้เรียนรู้เราใช้หลักสูตรเหล่านี้นะครับในเชิงของการเรียนรู้ข้ามศาสตร์นะครับหรือการเรียนรู้แบบบูรณาการนะครับในประสบการณ์ตรงเนี่ยนะครับข้าพเจ้าก็คิดว่าการสอดแทรกหรือการใช้มรดกภูมิปัญญาเนี่ยนะครับกับวัฒนธรรมในการเรียนรู้เนี่ยนะครับมีประโยชน์กับผู้เรียนเป็นอย่างยิ่งนะครับประการแรกเนี่ยนะครับเรามองถึงเรื่องของมรดกภูมิปัญญาที่อยู่ในพื้นที่เนี่ยนะครับเด็กๆได้มีโอกาสได้เรียนรู้กับผู้รู้นะครับเป็นปราชญ์นะครับและก็รวมถึงแหล่งเรียนรู้ต่างๆที่อยู่ในพื้นที่นะครับหรือว่าเราใช้ทรัพยากรในพื้นที่ของเราเองนะครับให้เกิดประโยชน์สูงสุดกับการเรียนรู้ของผู้เรียนนะครับในมิติต่างๆทั้งในด้านวัฒนธรรมนะครับในด้านเรื่องของการแสดงก็ดีนะครับรวมถึงการงานหัตถกรรมต่างๆนะครับหรือมรดกภูมิปัญญาด้านอื่นๆด้วยนะครับตรงนี้ก็ถือว่าเป็นส่วนหนึ่งนะครับที่เด็กๆเองนะครับได้ประโยชน์ได้ประโยชน์จากการเรียนรู้ที่ใช้ในพื้นที่นะครับใช้แหล่งวิทยาการในพื้นที่เนี่ยนะครับใช้ประโยชน์ได้คุ้มค่านะครับที่สำคัญก็คือเด็กเราเองได้มีการได้ใช้ความคิดนะครับของการฝึกในเรื่องของการวิเคราะห์สังเคราะห์นะครับคิดอย่างมีวิจารณญาณสิ่งเหล่านี้นะครับพอเด็กได้ฝึกเนี่ยนะครับเด็กก็ต้องได้ลงมือปฏิบัตินะครับลงมือปฏิบัติแล้วก็ได้ภาระงานชิ้นงานที่สะท้อนถึงความสามารถของเด็กนะครับในการต่อยอดมรดกภูมิปัญญาต่างๆด้วยนะครับรวมถึงการที่เราใช้เด็กๆเองนะครับได้ใช้มรดกภูมิปัญญาต่างๆเนี่ยนะครับสร้างมูลค่าเพิ่มในผลิตภัณฑ์ต่างๆที่เด็กๆได้ช่วยกันคิดขึ้นมานะครับแต่สิ่งหนึ่งนะครับที่ถือว่าเป็นข้อจำกัดนะครับหรือว่าอุปสรรคที่ในการจัดการเรื่องเหล่านี้นะครับก็เริ่มตั้งแต่ในเรื่องของความเข้าใจนะครับความเข้าใจของผู้ปกครองเองของคุณครูเองนะครับบางท่านนะครับที่อาจจะมีความเข้าใจคลาดเคลื่อนว่าสิ่งที่เรียนรู้เนี่ยนะครับจะต้องเอาไว้สอบเท่านั้นคงไม่ใช่แล้วนะครับมรดกภูมิปัญญาต่างๆเหล่านี้นะครับเราจะให้เขาเองเด็กๆเองที่ได้เรียนรู้เนี่ยนะครับได้มีโอกาสในการที่จะใช้มรดกภูมิปัญญาเนี่ยนะครับไปต่อยอดในการสร้างนวัตกรรมต่างๆได้อีกทางหนึ่งนะครับเพราะฉะนั้นเนี่ยนะครับวิธีการแก้ปัญหาของเราเนี่ยครับเราก็ได้มีการบรรจุไว้ในหลักสูตรยังไม่พอเนี่ยนะครับเราก็จะให้เด็กเองนะครับได้เห็นภาพความสำเร็จของการเรียนรู้ในเรื่องโดยเฉพาะในเรื่องมรดกภูมิปัญญานะครับและวัฒนธรรมเนี่ยนะครับผ่านอยู่ใน Google Site ของเด็กเองนะครับมีการเก็บรวบรวมข้อมูลเหล่านี้นะครับซึ่งจะมีข้อมูลในเรื่องของการเรียนรู้ของเด็กเองนะครับเป็นการรวบรวมและก็สร้างความภาคภูมิใจในการทำงานที่เกี่ยวข้องกับมรดกภูมิปัญญาในพื้นที่ซึ่งถือว่าเป็นส่วนหนึ่งในการที่จะอนุรักษ์และสืบสานมรดกภูมิปัญญาที่มีอยู่นะครับให้มีต่อไปและก็สามารถที่จะเป็นการเรียนรู้ให้กับเด็กๆรุ่นหลังๆได้ด้วยนะครับก็อยากจะเชิญชวนท่านผู้บริหารสถานศึกษานะครับผู้บริหารโรงเรียนที่มีความสนใจที่จะบูรณาการในเรื่องของมรดกภูมิปัญญานะครับหรือศิลปะวัฒนธรรมเนี่ยนะครับกับการสร้างเด็กเพื่อจะอยู่ในศตวรรษที่ 21หรือว่าในอนาคตเนี่ยอย่างไรนะครับก็ท่านสามารถที่จะติดตามนะครับได้ในเว็บไซต์ของโรงเรียนต้นแก้วพดุงวิทยาลัยของเรานะครับหรือมีโอกาสได้เข้ามาศึกษาเรียนรู้นะครับได้มาแลกเปลี่ยนเรียนรู้นะครับร่วมกัน ก็ทางโรงเรียนก็ยินดีต้อนรับนะครับขอบคุณมากครับสวัสดีครับ
Thank you so much, Mr. Tai, for your sharing. And we're very interesting to learn that the school in Chiang Mai has developed so many various school activities to integrate living heritage in their curriculum and extracurriculum activities. They even set up a website to store all the interesting events they have developed so far. And we also hear the advice from the director to the peer school managers to get more engaged in this process. So now we will move to Cambodia. And in Cambodia, we have involved a local NGO, Cambodian Living Arts, who has been leading this project in the country. And and together, we also have another participant from the Teacher Education College to share their experience for working together to conduct the project. So first, let me invite Mr. Sen Song from the Arts Education Program from Cambodia Living Arts to share with us his perspectives. Mr. Song, you have the floor now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Han Ying, for having me, and hello, everyone. My name is Sang again, and I'm the program coordinator for the Culture and Arts Education program within Cambodian Living Arts, which is a non-formal organization to work to support Cambodian arts in Cambodia. So, yeah, to me, I'm very excited to be on behalf of the team here to join and share what we have done so far in terms of integrating teaching ICH within the formal education. So I think we received this from UNESCO to implement this program in January 2021. Within actually in the plan, we said we worked with only 3 schools to pilot this project. But during our implementation, we decided to add one more school. According to sometime the school is off and on due to COVID situation. So what I would like to share more about how we support this integration project within the formal education. First, we had a meeting and with all our main partners, especially Ministry of Education, Youth and Sports, and Ministry of Culture and Fine Arts, to come together and to present what we would like to do within this project. And after they all agreed and very excited what we really present, that we would like to integrate all ICH into the selected schools. They welcome us and they happily join us, collaborate with us. So and then after the top agreements, we go down to the school that where we are going to work with to introduce again these projects to them, and then they all excited again to join us for this project. So then we started working, with the school teachers and also directors. And we luckily that we have Mr. Kongwele, who is also here with us, play a role as a pedagogical coordinator who knows so well about how to work with the teachers, the schools, especially to create all the teaching materials, including lesson plans and also what material that we should do and what kind of elements within the ICH that we should bring up to the school. Yeah, so after that we really happy because we had the team, and then we create those materials, and what we have achieved within this implementation is that the school directors really excited, and they showed us a very positive response. Especially, they said that since we, since they had ICH education in their school, they observed that their students really change the way they learning, and create a very create things within the class creatively. That's why they feel like this is very important, and ICH education it's like trying to dig out, like the real talents of their students in the class by, even like how to work as a team, how to discuss and how to present their work, and more importantly, the ICH education create an environment for the student that they really make them happy, so that they, for example, like after they joining the class, that they always feel curious, about this, about that, and this is something that they start using this to ask other teachers about this, about that, about the reason, about why, about the outcome, and everything like that. So this is really a big achievement that we really love to see it. So yeah, so this is something very short sharing that I would like to share, but I'm happy to also welcome any questions that you guys might have for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Stone. Exactly. We also would like to invite the audience to share with us if you have any questions, and we will invite the panelists to answer that. So we also have the Mr. Valak Kong, who is working with the Cambodian Living Arts as a teacher's trainer. So please join us and share with us your experience. What was your role, and how do you feel about this approach? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hong Yi, and thank you so much for everyone to join me to short listen to something that I got my experience with the working at CLA, also working with the new curriculum for the teacher training education colleagues. Yes. First of all, I would like to say, like, for 5 years ago, that I have some experience to work with the Cambodia Living Arts about create the new curriculum on the art education, and also I have to experience to teach and find the solution about the methodologies for myself and for other teacher, also to explain them very clearly about what is the ICA. Of course, we would like to include our culture through the ICA to the art education. Also, we try to connect the education and culture together to let the student, to let the kid to bring them something new, and what happens when they create the new thing with the art. Yes, as I know, the Cambodia Living Art works a lot with the traditional culture of Cambodia, and also bring artists and new students to see and to find something new in the future of the futures of Cambodia culture. Yes. And also, I would like to tell you about the syllabus from the teacher education college and relate to our curriculum that we did the pilot in some school in Phnom Penh, also some school in another province in Cambodia. This is very important that Cambodia Living Art and gives me a good chance to explore the new curriculums from our pilots to relate to the new curriculum from the teacher education college. This is really important that Ministry of Education and Ministry of Culture and Fine Arts point to the teacher education college should be a very good place for us to let the social lecturer to understand what is the art should be go into the education, and this is the place that we can share a lot of the something about art to the student teacher. This is very important for the teacher education college. How about my result that I did for 5 years? And for 5 years, I created the new curriculum. I explained to the teacher. I got a lot of students who are involved with our lesson, and also the social lecturer who are teach at the teacher education college. They are really happy to bring our curriculum to continue with the student teacher. This is that's why I said the teacher education is the very important place to share the experience, to share the what is to continue to the another student around Cambodia. Finally, I think in the future for me, I can bring the new curriculum about art education to the teacher, to the national trainer, because now I'm planning to ask the minister to open the class about the teacher, the national teacher. This is also important for me, for my plan, to train another teacher at the province. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kong, for your sharing. And it's good to learn that in Cambodia, you have conducted curriculum mapping and review to find the entry point, integrating various ICH elements into the different school subjects. Because every country has very unique and different ICH, and each local community has different important SEH. So it's really important to involve the local community members and the local culture institutions and teachers training institutions into this process, hearing the advice to develop the new lesson plans and activities together. So now we have heard the voice from teachers, from school directors, and but then if we want to sustain this approach, we really need the support from the policy level, from the policymakers. So lastly, let me invite Professor Dr. Dharma Raj Dango from the Municipality Education Committee of the Kitipu Municipality from Nepal to share with us your experience and to explain to us why your city chose to promote the connection between culture, arts, and education, and what will be your future plan. Thank you so much. Professor, you have the floor.
Namaste to all. Namaste from Kirtipur, Nepal. Connecting living heritage with education, experiences of Kirtipur municipality, and way forward. And first of all, he is our young, dynamic mayor. His name is Ramesh Mahajan. He has sent greetings and the best wishes from our Kirtipur municipality for all of us. And first of all, I like to share about integration or connected culture and especially living heritage of Kirtipur municipality in our local curriculum. And there are two types of curriculum. One is national level curriculum, and the second one is local curriculum. And, local curriculum can be developed by local government, like rural municipality or municipality or metropolitan city, like this. And this is. And efforts made by our local government is, our effort is to conserve local language as well as local precious wealth with connection with education. And our municipality has decided local language that is called Nepal Bhasha as a teaching medium. And the municipality has also developed the local curriculum for grade 1 to grade 8, with 10 units. Unit first describes, students have to learn about the geography and the population of Kirtipur municipality. Second unit is about local culture, arts, and heritages, both natural as well as cultural heritage. And in this way, Unit 9 describes about the curriculum syllabus for agriculture and local innovation. Unit 10 is tourism. And in tourism, all the culture, arts, and the heritages are linked with tourism, business, and how to use culture, arts, and heritage in tourism enterprises, tourism industry. And in 2021, municipality implemented, and in 2021, municipality implemented local curriculum of grade 1 to 3, and municipality provided trainings to teachers on subject content, as well as how to write articles on different subject matters, and also train teachers on local language. And we have prepared already 3 textbooks for grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, and 3 reference books. And these publications will be available within 1 month. And here I have to talk about a local innovation. In local innovation, in agriculture, our students, grade 1 students, need to plant ornamental plant in pot. Grade 2 need to learn how to plant what we say vegetables. Grade 3, spice crops. Grade 4 students will learn how to plant what we say, that is fruit crops. Now I want to show you one slide about learning. Children how to how to plant plant in a pot and how to grow them like this. And yeah, students are very, very interested to learn this type of things. And we do hope that after 3 years of implementing local curriculum, and all the schools will be full of ornamental plants, vegetables, spice crops, as well as fruit crops in school. And those type of generation of those materials can be utilized to teach all the students of other grades as well. And our Kirtipur municipality is very, very lucky to get the ICH project implemented. ICH project of UNESCO last year. And we have selected 2 schools of Kirtipur municipality. One is Jansio High School, where our Rupendra Maharjan done his job as a community resource person. Another school was Mangal High School. All together, 8 teachers learn ICS from local resource persons, and they also learn how to integrate ICH into education from UNESCO. And teachers prepare lesson plans, also implemented those lesson plans with students and local resource persons. And the teachers learn how to integrate math, English, Nepali, also social science. They learn from math. They learn tradition. They learn math, science, Nepali. This type of subjects from culture as well. Folk songs, food, festivals, fest, even local innovation. Local innovation. And our teachers prepared local food and taught how to prepare this type of local food to the students, and how to perform ritual, important things from just a moment. From different type of materials, and also just a moment. Sorry. No, okay. Let me sit down. And our teachers, traditional things, traditional song, voice songs, and festivals, and even local innovation. And they learn how to link this type of things with math, science, this type of things. And efforts and expected benefit is the best attempt to give education about culture, especially heritages from not university students, basic level school education, link, integrated education, heritages from basic level of school education from grade 1 to 8. And the Kirtipur municipality will have a trained manpower who know the importance of culture, arts, and the heritage as their precious wealth, and develop knowledge, skill, techniques required to conserve their heritages and way forward. And we have some challenges. Example, local curriculum is new to the municipality. And we also do not have sufficient trained teachers to help trained teachers on heritage and the culture in our municipality. suitable to help students learn in integrated approaches followed by UNESCO, and to overcome this type of challenges, to convert challenges into opportunities. We have some ideas, we have some plan to move forward. One is strengthening institutional capacity to help learn cultural and natural heritages. And the second one is build the capacity of teachers. We need to build capacity of teachers on effective and innovative implementation of local curriculum, implement innovation or research-based teaching and learning. This is very, very important. And seek a collaboration and a cooperation from UNESCO and central and provincial governments. And we need to continue heritage conservation approach. This is very, very innovative approach of our municipality, our community resource person, Rupendra also has stated this one school and one heritage conservation approach. This, I like this very, very much. I salute for those who propose this type of initiative, important initiative, innovative. We need to properly implement this type of things. And
thank you so much.
Okay. This is last slide.
Wrap up your last point. Thank you so much.
And potential activities to work with fellow decision makers so that they can also join with this effort. Share, organize pages, seminars, and workshops to share our innovative efforts with fellow decision makers, and build and strengthen network and partnership with fellow decision makers to work together to conserve living heritages, work together with them to formulate innovative policy to empower institutions, teachers, and staff, conduct joint research on living heritage involving school teachers and the students, organize training workshop to teachers and students to develop culture on writing and publishing books and articles on heritages. And recently, 1 week before, we have conducted a capacity building, writing capacity building on article writing capacity building on cultural and natural heritages as a potential tourist destination. Now 27 students are writing articles on cultural and natural heritages. Once we get articles manuscript from those 27 students, we will edit those articles, and we have committed them to publish their articles in the book form. And this was sponsored by Rotary Club of Lalitpur and Ali Newa Guthi. And thank you very much once again, hoping to have further collaboration with UNESCO as well as its partner, Cambodia and other countries. Thank you very much. Sorry for taking a little bit more time.
Thank you so much, Professor. Actually, we invited the mayor, but then he cannot join today because of urgent engagement. But he has sent us his message this morning. So let's hear what he has to say to us from the mayor of the Kitipu municipality from Nepal.
Dear respected all, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share our experiences on linking culture, art, and heritage with education. We have tried our best to conserve our living heritage. There are so many approaches to conserve tangible and intangible heritage. Among them, one is conservation through school education. It produces young generations to save heritage and culture. This is why we have integrated living heritage, culture and arts into local curriculum from grade 1 to 8. We have also tried to integrate heritage, culture and arts in the tourism unit of same local curriculum. We have also got opportunity to implement ICS project of UNESCO in 2 schools of Kirtipur municipality. We need to work with UNESCO to build up capacity of teachers to help learn local curriculum, especially education and research. I do hope UNESCO will be interested to collaborate with our municipality. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. And lastly, let's hear from the teacher. So we still have the teacher from South Korea to convey his advice to the peer colleagues. Let's welcome Mr. Kim from South Korea.
저는 무엇보다 먼저 학생들 생활 환경과 연관지어 생각하길 권해보고 싶습니다. 학습자를 중심으로 어떤 무형유산이 있는지, 그리고 그 무형유산들은 어떻게 전승 혹은 구성돼서 온 것인지를 생각해 본다면 어렵지 않게 교육과정 또는 단위 수업과의 접점을 찾을 수 있을 거라고 생각합니다. 또한 온라인에서 보다 많은 정보를 찾을 수 있도록 노력하길 권해봅니다. 예전에는 논문 한 편을 읽기 위해서 소장하고 있는 도서관은 정말로 가야 했지만 지금은 온라인에서 엄청난 양의 정보를 습득할 수 있는 좋은 자료 제공처를 찾을 수 있을 겁니다. 각 분야의 전문가들이 제공한 정보도 온라인에서 찾아볼 수 있습니다. 매우 좋은 곳이죠. 마지막으로 교육과정이 추구하는 목표를 정확히 하고 이를 위해 수업에 대한 대략적인 세부 목표를 정한 후에 적용 가능한 문화유산 사례를 탐색해 볼 것을 권합니다. 물론 반대로 무형유산을 먼저 살펴보고 학생들에게 소개하거나 교육하고 싶은 주제를 발견했다면 이를 적용할 교육과정을 탐색하거나 새로 계획하여 만드는 것 역시 좋다고 생각합니다. 시간 관계상 간추려 이야기하느라고 수업의 의도가 정확하게 전달됐는지 참 궁금합니다. 제 개인적인 생각으로는 잘된 수업, 못한 수업 이런 것들은 함부로 구분할 수도 없고 어떤 수업이든지 다 나름대로의 의미가 있다고 생각합니다. 또 이를 해결하기 위한 다양한 방식 역시 모두 존중받아 마땅하다고 생각합니다. 다만 무형문화유산은 그리고 이 무형문화유산을 활용한 수업은 학습자의 흥미 그리고 다양하고 참신한 수업의 소재, 인류의 문화가 녹아있는 주제들을 제공해서 수업을 보다 풍요롭게 만들 수 있다고 생각합니다. 지금까지 제가 말씀드렸는데 다른 언어의 발표를 듣는다는 게 쉽지 않음을 제가 잘 알고 있습니다. 그럼에도 불구하고 수업의 발전을 위해 이 영상을 보시는 여러 선생님 그리고 연구자들께 존경을 표합니다. 더불어 코로나로 인해 어려운 교육 현장을 지키시는 선생님들께 같이 힘내자는 말씀을 드리면서 영상을 마무리합니다. 모두 건강하세요.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kim. So thank you everyone for all the panelists joining us here today. We have heard the voice from teachers, from the NGOs, from the school managers, policymakers. Remember, everyone, whoever you are, you have a key role to play in this process. And we would like to invite everyone to keep tuned about the upcoming online course about bringing living heritage into the classroom and the teacher's guide sharing with you all the resource kits available to adopt this approach. Now I will give the floor back to the MC Minjiang. Over to you, Minjiang. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Hang-Ying, and every panelist for the discussion today. It was a great opportunity to hear their real experience and thoughts. Now, we are almost going to the end and we are far behind the schedule, but before we close this event, I would like to invite 2 special guests from UNESCO headquarters and SDG Academy. Firstly, let me introduce Ms. Mike Sizer. She's an Associate Project Officer in Living Heritage Entity from UNESCO headquarters. Mike, please take the floor.
Thank you very much for the invitation for this event. It was actually wonderful to listen to everybody. Today, I found that I'm in charge of coordinating the program on safeguarding intangible cultural heritage through formal and non-formal education at the global level. And we work very closely with our colleagues from the Bangkok office who are doing an amazing work in the region. I was really happy to listen to all the experiences and how this really student-centered approach promotes contextualized education and help us. I wrote something very meaningful that somebody said, that change the way we learn, you know, and create meaningful learning. And I think that's absolutely powerful. How we start thinking about our own culture, and based on our own culture, we start to expand our knowledge and create linkages with new knowledge, but empowering the students, the teachers, the local community, and generating like a very big educational community where everybody works together. So I was delighted to listen to all the experiences, and I'm here to mainly congratulate everybody, but also to share a little bit what we do at an international level. I think for the work you're all doing, you may be interested in knowing that the program has an international website where we also have a brochure that summarizes a little bit what the program does and what are the main focus, but everything was actually said by my colleague here from Bangkok, but also by everybody who has been working on this on the ground. I'm putting the link on the chat. And we have a very nice clearinghouse on living heritage in education that gathers information on different experiences throughout the world, not only Asia and the Pacific. We also have experiences from Africa, from Europe, from Latin America, where people are doing this all around the world, which is very nice because, as you all said, living heritage may be very different in different parts of the world, but what it does to integrate it in the classroom, in the school, is quite similar. And it's very nice to see how in Latin America, people are saying like, yeah, we realize that our students are now completely engaged and involved, and they feel concerned, and they feel this learning is meaningful for them, and that the community surrounding us is also involved in the same way you have been saying this throughout the side event. So I also put the link to the clearinghouse in the chat. So if you want to explore and browse a little bit and see how other people are doing this, we're going to soon add the newest things developed by our colleagues from Bangkok, so it can appear also in the clearinghouse, but just have fun digging in. And the last thing would be that if you want to learn also more about living heritage and sustainable development in general, not only education, we have also produced a MOOC with our HCAP and also SDG Academy, and Shannon, who is now, and I'm going to give floor to her, on a MOOC that is available, and you can enroll for free and have fun listening to the videos that speak about living heritage in general and linkages with several topics. And there is also one specific video on education, and I will put it on the chat too. So Shannon, over to you.
Thank you, Mike. Now we have Ms. Shannon Cabran, who is a lead of Kuala Lumpur office of SDG Academy, to introduce SDG Academy libraries. Please take the floor, Shannon.
Hi, thank you everyone for your time and for allowing me to jump in here at the end of what was a really interesting and wonderful presentation by everyone who spoke about the ways in which living heritage can be integrated in education about and also through living heritage to support all national and school education goals, but also wider goals about learning about the environment, about society, about culture, about living together. So when we worked with Maite and our colleagues at the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage Unit, that's really what we wanted to do, was bring this conversation about ICH and sort of the wider conversation about the UN Sustainable Development Goals together, and explain the role that ICH has in bringing about these changes that we want to see in our world, and education is absolutely sort of crucial to that. So if you don't know us at the SDG Academy, we produce free online educational resources to teach the world about the UN Sustainable Development Goals and all the topics related to that. So we have almost 40 free MOOCs, and our course with UNESCO on intangible cultural heritage is our newest one, as well as something that we call the SDG Academy Library. And I see Maite has put a link specifically to that in the chat. So when we create our MOOCs, they're very video-centric. They have these wonderful lectures from experts all over the world talking about, oh, thank you, Maite, talking about the subjects that they know the best. And those courses are great, and those videos are great, but they live inside the MOOC, and that's not always conducive to other ways to share and access the videos themselves. So what we did was we created this website called the SDG Academy Library. So if you're an educator or a learner, as we all are, or anyone who wants to know more about living heritage and sustainable development, or share those resources with other people, you can visit the library, and it's easily searchable, so you can find individual videos based on the topics that you want to learn more about or that you want to share with others, and particularly students. And I think Maite has shared some links to various parts of our library. And then this is the link I just put in the chat to the MOOC itself. So if you want to learn more about living heritage overall, and education in particular, please join us there. And thank you again for inviting me to speak.
Thank you, Shannon. And now we are wrapping up today's event. But before we say goodbye, we can have a group photo time now. So it will be very appreciated if you turn on your camera now. Everyone, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. So thank you for all participants and panelists for regarding the ICH and education. For further information on teaching and learning with ICH in schools, please visit our website and UNESCO Bangkok website and UNESCO headquarters website as well. And thanks once again for joining us and watching our event today. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you and stay safe. Bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.